Hey everyone, what's going on everyone? My name is Eric Hollingsworth and I am very, very excited this evening because we are going to be chatting with my upline coach and my mentor for 5 years, Star Diamond Coach Tonya Lewis. Tonya has, let me tell you something about Tonya. Tonya, one of her many strengths is that she is a system builder. Okay, she's the one that pretty much taught me the ins and outs of our invite system. She's the one that told me about branding myself, understanding exactly what it is that I had to give, reaching out to like-minded individuals, writing down my list, following up with those individuals, and I have in turn. I've been using that system for the past 5 years, and I've actually been teaching many of you that same system. And there are some positives and negatives to that system, and Tonya has actually taken that and kind of implemented some tweaks that work. I'm telling you, she was this past January, I think you added, what was it, Tonya, 8 new coaches in January using this method. And then for myself, I just dibbled and dabbled with it, and I ended up with one new coach that I signed up yesterday, and I've got at least about 30 people lined up for my free presentation. So in just a second, Tonya is going to talk about it's a reciprocal funnel system. She's going to talk about how to engage, how to add people to your list, how to engage with those individuals, and then she's going to show you how to merge them from a free challenge group to a paid group with a twist, and then she's going to show you how to recruit people from that paid group to another paid challenge. And then she's going to talk more about training, and then you just basically repeat the process. So at this time, I'm going to turn everything over to Tonya. All right.
Hey, can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yep. Thank you for the intro. So first of all, for everybody that's on the call, just thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your night. I'm going to try to get through, I have so much content to share with you, so I'm going to try to get through as quickly as possible, but as comprehensive for you as possible at the same time, because there's little bits that I've added into some of the slides that I'm going to share with you that I know you're going to be like, oh, deal breaker, I'm not doing that right now. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there, because there's just some little add-ons that over the years I have put in for myself to really tweak this system so it works for me. But you don't have to follow everything exactly to a T how I have it laid out. I just want to show you exactly what I do. And if you can take little pieces of this and implement it yourself, that's what I'm really hoping for. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my presentation. So here we go. Okay, so I see a delay, Eric. Do you see my cover page here, or do you see me talking still?
I see the cover page.
Okay, perfect. So I think there's a slight delay, but okay, so basically what I want to take you guys through is, initially we had said, okay, we have so much content to share here that maybe we should break this up into 3 parts. But what I didn't want to do was lose anybody in this process. I think one of the most important parts about starting this system, it's like once you get the system set up and functioning properly, you should be able to just repeat it every single month and not have any issue with having to restructure anything. It's all going to be really done for you, and you just have to repeat it and implement it every month. So this system that I have found, it's a 5-step system, and it's really you've probably even heard a lot of this, is run a free challenge, run a paid challenge, which is a challenge pack purchase, obviously. Recruit people, train them, and repeat. But what I found is really going to, has worked for me and has kind of changed the game is the way that I am targeting people to even come into the free challenge. The old school way was, like Eric was talking about, where we had a system in place, but it was what we called random messaging, and it was really just reaching out to strangers, and it was tedious, and it was trying to build relationships with people that you didn't know whether they wanted to build a relationship with you or not. So that, sending 5 or 10 random messages every day to someone in regards to anything non-Beachbody related, because you didn't, you never wanted to jump into a message saying, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, you should join my free challenge. They would totally ignore you. So, going into a conversation with a completely different mindset and just saying, hey, I saw your post on a certain page, I'm into skiing as well, or whatever that you're talking about, that process was so tedious because you would either get a response or you wouldn't, and then you had a long conversation in between leading up to, oh, by the way, this is what I do, and I have a free challenge coming up. Maybe you would be interested in joining. So we have tweaked this, and I'm sure you're all familiar with like pages, but this is what has really been working for me. So I'm going to share with you our next step, or the first step, basically. Step 1 is, how to promote and run your free challenge. So step 1, obviously, is setting up that Facebook like page. If you don't have a like page right now, and you're thinking, well, can't I just do this from my profile page? I would say you need to have a like page, and whether or not, like you see on here on this shot, it says that I use targeted ads to generate likes on my page. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Whether or not you pay for likes right now or pay for advertisement to promote your page, that's fine. You should still set it up. Design your cover photo to kind of reflect who you are. And I just mean like with colors on that, and your face and the expression and just who you are. Be approachable, because this is the first thing people are going to see when they come to your page. So as you can see on this slide, I used canva.com to create mine. And on every page, every website that I own, it's all the same. So you're going to see the pinks, the blues, you're going to see all the same stuff on most of my pages. So, somebody can easily connect, oh yeah, that chick, I was just on her like page and now I happen to be on her profile page. But I want to talk to you a little bit about branding yourself, because this is one of the things that completely freaked me out. It was something that I read when I was a brand new coach. I think the book was called Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. And I remember thinking, but I don't have a brand. And so I'm going to move on to the next slide. So obviously, aside from favorite colors, I think it's important to have colors for your, branding yourself and just what you like. But like this slide says here, I honestly did not have any idea what my brand was supposed to be. And I over-obsessed about it because I thought, I'm supposed to brand myself. This is what everybody says, is you're supposed to brand yourself. But I didn't know. So basically, what I started doing was going through my Facebook posts on both pages, like page and profile page, and was checking out what are the posts that I am putting out here that are getting the most attention, the most likes, the most shares. And it happened to be these silly little things like this picture of the beaver. I started just putting stuff out. Some of you might think, well, I'm not going to put a swear word on my page and stuff like that, and that's fine. That's you, because I've got to Google that shit. That's me. My followers kind of expect that from me, and it truly was really, I think it's your followers that kind of brand you, because like I said, I wasn't really any specific brand. I just looked at, okay, my followers seem to like the food posts that I'm putting out. They like that I share ingredients that I'm finding, like the beaver anus stuff. And so that's what I started posting more of, and that is just so it happened to become my brand over time. So this shows you kind of examples of posts that I found my followers were really enjoying. Food, obviously, and then sharing some of the lunchbox ideas that I do for my kids. And I'm not 100% paleo, you know, I will still throw a sandwich in their lunchbox, and I post about it because I don't want people to think that I'm 100%, you know, grain-free. I try to not eat grains, but I think being transparent and real with people is so important because you never want to come across like you're somebody that you're not. So, and then the ingredients, you know, me finding, I think this is a big piece that branded me because I was searching for ingredients for me personally, and I wasn't sharing it. I was just like always looking at the back of products and trying to figure out, can I have this, and what is this specific ingredient? I don't know what this is, so I would Google it. And that's what I started sharing with people was, okay, I can't have this. What I have here featured is the hemp milk, which is good. It's a good option. If you can't have dairy, go for hemp milk. Some of these brands happen to have an ingredient called guar gum, which I was sensitive to. So I'll just share that. You know, I'm sensitive to this. You might not be, but I am. And, you know, then the product reviews, like this Victoria's Secret bra, that got a ton of attention. And it's not something that I am, you know, an affiliate for. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not like there's no call to action on this. It's just sharing something that I love, and like the cooler down there in the bottom. I actually don't have a cooler like that because I work from home, so I don't actually travel a lot, but I was recommending this. I think it's so cool. I've actually given it as a gift to some of my team members, but I just will share stuff that I love. Let's see here. So what I have found is, let's see here. Okay, so what I have found when I'm doing my posts on my like page, a lot of people like wonder, what am I supposed to post? What content am I supposed to be posting? And it's a constant like battle. It's an everyday struggle of like, what now? Like, what now? What now? So what I found is that I really keep it pretty simple. I keep it to like 4 different items that I post that I know my followers like. I know they love the fitness videos. That gets a ton of attention. I know they love it when I post my pictures of food and what I'm eating. I know that they love the product reviews, like the Victoria's Secret bra, and they really like the nutrition no-nos, is what I call them. So when I point out ingredients in certain items, that's my content. That's all I share on my like page. I really don't post a lot of pictures of myself over there or of my kids and family and stuff like that because it's out of the ordinary. For my followers come to my page because I specifically pay for advertisement to get more followers, which we'll talk more about. But so I'm targeting specific people based on, basically I made a list of who I was. Who am I? What do I like? I like the show Grey's Anatomy. I like Victoria's Secret. I'm a mom. I am a soccer mom. I am a dance mom. So I started plugging in all those things when I was targeting people. I target women who are my age, minus 10 years, plus 5 years. So there's, you know, and you can very specifically target those people. So when you're doing that, you're going to find that these very specific people who are very much like you because you very specifically targeted them, they are going to come to your page and they want to see the stuff that you're posting, the content. They are familiar with these things that they're seeing on your page. So posting a picture of my food, and then the next one might be a fitness video, and the next one might be just a nutrition no-no or something. And then you're going to see, boom, I'm going to do a call to action. This is where, okay, I want to explain this picture where it says free 7-day eat like you give a what challenge. When I initially posted a picture of just me with that bag, and it was no call to action, it just said, I'm heading to the grocery store, do you think anyone will notice my bag? And it got like a couple hundred likes within an hour or 2 hours, and so I knew that was a very good post to repurpose and save it for later for when I'm doing my next 7-day challenge. So this hasn't even been put out there yet. I have not shared it because my next free challenge doesn't come up until February 16th. And I'll show you my calendars here in a little bit and show you how I cycle through my call to action posts, because that's going to be really key in the system, is that you know exactly when you're doing a free challenge, you know exactly when to post your call to action, and you know exactly what call to action to post. A really key piece of this too is that you have an absolute call to action. If you were just to post this picture and no call to action, you might have a ton of people comment on your picture that just says, you know, send me details, but you can't send someone a message from your like page unless they message you first. So that's where I know some people had questions about paying $1 to connect with those people. There's no need for that, because if they send you a message first, then you can connect with them right back into the message thread, and there's no need for that $1. So having a call to action, we start on whatever date it is, send me a private message for the link to join. So that's the key right there. And literally the last one I posted, it was just, it was a picture similar to what you see up above, where it was just like the meat and the grapes and stuff. And it was simple. We start February, send me private message. And I literally woke up to like 172 messages in my like page inbox, the one where people say, how do you connect to these people without paying $1? So pretty cool when you do the call to action. And one more thing I want to touch on is the best rule of thumb for posting. So you're giving. You want to give all the content you can, but recycle it. Don't worry about coming up with something brand new. Keep it, you know, like I said, for me. And yours is going to be different based on what your personality is and what you know your followers like. But you're going to, like for me, I'm going to do fitness. I'm going to, like, fitness videos. I'm going to do my food posts. I'm going to do the nutrition no-nos and the product reviews. So like if I'm just sitting around wondering, you know, and I don't schedule all my posts. You'll hear some coaches say they have all their posts planned out for like 2 weeks. I am not that girl. I am not that organized. I come up with it on a whim, and I hope they like it. So, but the, you know, breakfast, lunch, late afternoon, and then dinner, the call to action at dinner is what I have found to be the most productive time. That's where the most people are going to see it. And then I wake up to a ton of messages. So pretty cool on that. Now, this screenshot is really just to show you, this is step 2, obviously, is setting up your free challenge page, because you need to have this set up before you start interacting with those 172 or so messages. You want to have a specific link that you're going to send to them and start a conversation with them. So really quick, I just want to show you, to make it look a little bit more professional, take that giant Facebook URL that you see above and go into the website tinyurl.com and just make your own. Like this one for my free challenge was tinyurl.com/7dayeatclean. So then you can copy paste that and send it to everyone that's asked you for the link to join that free challenge, and it just makes it a little bit more professional.
Hey Tonya, can I ask a question really quick?
Sure.
With the name of your URL, are you going to like when you do your next free paid challenge, are you going to use that same page, or are you going to use a different page?
I will use a different page because all of the content is already posted in the previous page, and it's easier than, you know, instead of going in to delete all the content, I might reuse the same content. So I'll have that, the page is still there, I'm not going to delete it. And I might go in and pull some of that same content and put it into Hootsuite so it can repost, but I'm going to use a completely clean slate page when I start a new one every month.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, you guys, this is the piece where I was saying you're going to be like, okay, this over, I'm hanging up the phone. I don't want this piece to scare you, because I wanted to show you this just because this is what I do in mine. This wasn't something I created overnight. When you create your own free challenge, you can make it so simple to where your pinned post is just a template of the meal plan. And if you need a template, I have one for you. So just ask. But this is the way I run it. So when they first come to my page, they're going to see my little ebook here, which, as you can see, you know, it says that I had this created on Elance. It was about $50. I basically just took a Word document and some of my food pictures and sent it to the guy and said, this is what I want it to look like. I want it to have the spiral binder on the side. I want you to put my picture in there. And it was so simple, and he sent it to me within a couple days. So now the other piece of it, though, is that it's linked to a separate website that we will see on the next screen. And that's the other part that I don't want to scare you away. It's just a way that I have created a system to where I'm collecting the email addresses of all of the people who've joined the challenge. So out of the 172 people that I talked to, only about 90 of them joined the challenge. So about 90 people in a couple of days subscribed to this ebook of mine, which gave me a running list of emails. So whether or not they join me in a paid challenge, I still have their email and I can follow up with them at another time rather than, you know, trying to scour through Facebook and find them. So that to me is something that is really cool to have like down the road, but I don't want it to scare you right now, especially if you're a new coach. It's not something that you have to have. I want you to just create that free challenge page and put in a template and make it simple. Okay, so it's going to show you on this next page what my actual website looks like. So when they go to subscribe to my book, this is what they see. They just enter their name and email and get their free ebook. So basically this just sends the template that you can have, which is just in Word form. It sends it to them in my PDF ebook format, and then I have their email address saved. Okay, so that's the only thing that's a little bit different that I didn't want it to freak you out with that, because it's really simple just to set up that page and your challenge page and put in a template and then just run it like you would any other challenge. This is just like a little extra bonus. And I just wanted to show it to you so you can see exactly how I run my challenges, not leaving anything out.
Well, Tonya, just if you can go back to that page, how exactly did you create that page?
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Page? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a website called Wix.com, and I am seriously website challenged. I had a WordPress account for a long time, and I actually had to have a lady that would go in and do everything for me because I needed a website for dummies, and this is it. I created this page myself. So basically, Wix.com, you can have a free website, Wix.com for free. I pay $150 a year because I want my domain, TonyaLewis.com, linked to the Wix site. Otherwise, it would say wix.com/Tonya Lewis, and that to me doesn't look professional. So I pay for the upgrade, and then the little box that you see right here, this is an app. So within Wix, there's an app, like an app store.
Gotcha.
And you can then put this on here, and I actually had someone, I think I paid $75 for someone to go in and actually connect this to my MailChimp account and get everything set up smoothly. So that was third party. I delegated that because I don't know how to do it. But she went in and set it up to where, the ebook is delivered seamlessly when people put in their name and stuff here.
Okay.
So something that is, again, another investment if you decide that you want to do that down the road.
And guys, I just want to let you know that that is so worth it. I actually followed the steps that Tonya is showing us now. I've been following that. I've got about, so far, probably close to about 40 people that are in my challenge group. But I have to go in and manually follow up with them and with regard to the ebook and whatnot. And I think if I would have just taken the extra step and invested in that autoresponder system, it would have made it a lot easier. So it's definitely worth the investment if you are at the position that you can invest in it now.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth it. It's just that, that initial, when you're looking at it, I think if it were me, if I were a brand new coach and I was looking at that, I would be like, I'm not doing that because it looks intimidating. So I just want you guys to know, it took me several years in business before I actually did that, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to take you forever. It was simple once I understood the concept. And if we need to do a full training on how to do it, we can definitely do that down the road. So, okay, so moving on, once you have your like page established and you know like what your followers are expecting from you, so you're not worried about having to come up with new content every day, you have now, let's say you posted your call to action where you are basically advertising for your free challenge coming up. Now, to give you an example of mine, my next free challenge will be held on February 16th. So I'm going to start posting like around February 10th. I'm going to go ahead and post that one picture that you saw earlier of me holding the bag in the 7-day Eat Like You, Give a Crap challenge. And I'll probably now post that, but also boost it. I'll probably pay $10 or so, maybe $20 to boost it, so it also gets in the news feed of people that are not connected to me, that don't like my page. So once you've posted your call to action, you're going to start getting a ton of messages. This is where I said I woke up to 172 messages. So what I did is, this example here is basically someone saying, you know, it's one example of a message, hey, can I be added to your 7-day group? Because most of your messages are going to be like that, or it'll just be really quick and it'll say info please or something. But here's how I structured my messages. I literally went through all of those messages myself, which, you know, some people might say, well, you should have an assistant to do that first piece, or an autoresponder type of thing. But I don't know if Facebook even has an autoresponder, but for me it was like, okay, I'm going to go through these. It's a quick copy paste initially because, like, as you see here, the first message, hi Sarah, here's the link to join our 7-day group. You're going to give them that tiny URL link, and then ask a question. Do you tend to eat clean for the most part? And obviously relevant to your challenge. So if you're doing a push-up challenge, you know, ask a question in regards to their upper body strength or something. You know, say, you know, do you like push-ups, or are you just trying this for fun or whatever? So my question, you know, do you tend to eat clean for the most part, or will this be totally new for you? That same exact message is copied and pasted in every single one of those 172 messages. Now, they will come back to you. Some of them will ignore it. You know, they initially asked you for that link, and they might just ignore your question, and they'll join your group anyways. You know, a lot of them will respond to you, though. And this is the part that's pretty cool, is like, let's say this example, you know, this is brand new for me, thank you. So I'm going to go back in. I want these people to see that I'm a real person and that I am truly interested in helping them. And I'm going to put my own personal spin on it. Like, you know, say you're going to feel like poop for the next few days because that's how I talk. It's just me. So I am going to be real and laugh with them and say, you know, you're going to feel like shit for a couple days, but I promise you stick with me. And, you know, that first little connection is what makes them trust you right from the get-go. You are not trying to sell them anything. And even during your whole 7-day challenge, you're not trying to sell them anything, but I'm going to show you next how you lead up to explaining that there is more beyond the 7 days, and it does require an investment, but it's never, ever sounding selly. Okay, so I'm going to actually get out of here and try to screen share my actual challenge page. See if this works. Should have already had that pulled up. Eric, you're going to have to tell me if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so here in the challenge,
hey, can you do this? Can you hit the command key and the plus key to make the words bigger? Like, hold down the command key next to the space.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, that looks huge on my screen. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a couple of posts in here, and then I'll show you this last closing video. And it was seriously so impromptu. This is what I like about the way I run my challenges, is that I'm not like structuring everything. Like I said, I kind of do stuff on a whim. And I think that they can tell, you know, I don't have it all structured to where I'm like, you know, I am trying to sell you something. It's really just impromptu, and a lot of these though are scheduled through Hootsuite. So I have a ton of my posts that are scheduled. So like, see how this one went out at 4 in the morning? I do that because it's 7 a.m. East Coast time, and a lot of those people are probably already up and checking the page. I want people to know that I'm not just gone, you know, like I want them to see that there's something going on even though I was still in bed at that time. So, but as you can see as we're scrolling through this, there's a lot of food posts. I ask people to post a lot of pictures. I've told them to please be engaged. I share stuff that's not just about food. I give them assignments to check out Netflix, like food documentaries and stuff. But here was one of the posts that was very flat out in regards to the next challenge. So basically it's saying, you know, I've tried to do 21 or 30-day free groups, but people fall off the wagon. So when they invest in a new fitness program and the nutrition, the results are amazing. And so I'm just explaining to them what they're going to get. I'm going to give them a bonus. They're going to get a virtual paleo prep workshop, which is the picture. Where'd the picture go? At the bottom. So I'm showing them basically, I'm going to give you the recipe for this. Or not, 10 recipes basically. I'm going to show you how to break this down into 10 different meals that you can even split out into 20 if you want, if it's just 2 of you in the household. For me, I'm feeding a family of 4, so it's going to be 10 meals. But right here, so I explain that they get this, and right here give them my link to my website. This is my Beachbody website, and I'm just encouraging, hey, go on over, look at the challenge packs. See, part of my job as a coach is to help you pick the program that will best fit your needs. So, I'm looking forward to some of you joining me. I am not pushing it here, though. This is really just saying I hope some of you join me, and it's kind of a little bit of a lead-in. Before I posted that one, though, I actually posted a quick video of me doing PIO, and I kind of this one doesn't say anything really about the 21-day challenge. It just says, oh, by the way, this program is one of the options if you plan to do the 21-day fitness program starting on February 2nd. That was kind of like the first little lead-in, and then moving on up to the paleo, this is what you're getting. And in the meantime, I'm sending all of the people that are in here messages, again, connecting with them and asking, do you have any questions? How are you doing? How are you feeling? And then I'll go ahead and play this. It's just a quick, almost 3-minute video, just so you can see how I close it out.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to make like a closing video. You guys have done so awesome. We're on day 7, and I know some of you were worried about reaching the weekend and then sticking to the plan and what was on the menu, but it sounds like a lot of you have done really well. Some of you have cheated with a little bit of chocolate and maybe with a little bit of wine or whatever. So I hope some of the different options and some of the ingredients that I've mentioned to look out for have helped you just to make a better choice, because there are, you can have that stuff, you can indulge a little bit and keep it in moderation, but just making sure that it has the cleanest ingredients possible and nothing like poison, because that's so important to me. I spent so many years with stomach pains and not being able to figure out what it was. So I hope this group has helped you guys. I am so excited for the February 2nd group. Not only are we all working out together, not just nutrition, we are actually working out together. We choose a fitness program that is based on your goals. So if you don't want to do the same fitness program I'm doing, that's totally fine. We get to talk to each other, and I get to assess where you're at, and we figure out what program would be best for you right now. So many of you are already jumping on that bandwagon and getting registered. Those of you who have not yet registered, you do have through January 23rd. You get a fitness program, you get a 30-day supply of Shakeology, which is my jam. I drink it every single day. I really think it helps with my chocolate cravings, or any sweet cravings for that matter. Although I just got done working out like for 8 hours. Seriously, PIO certification. This girl is PIO certified. If you're in Spokane, I will be hosting my first class on February 7th. So stay tuned for those details. But dude, I'm going to get some champagne. It is like time to celebrate. That's not good for my candida issues, but you know what? This is what life is about. You just sometimes have to celebrate, have that glass of wine, have a piece of chocolate. Just make sure it's the cleanest ingredient that you can find. Also in the February 2nd group, I'm doing a paleo meal prep workshop virtual. That's big. That's a big bonus, because no other group that I know of offers stuff like that. It's something that has simplified my life, and so of course I want to simplify yours. So I'm going to share that in the next group with those that register for it. So if you do have additional questions, get in touch. If you're not ready for the February 2nd group, that's totally fine. I will host another free 7-day group. Watch my page for details because I don't have a specific date yet. But I love hosting these. I love seeing the quick results, and I'm just proud of everybody. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in the next group. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, so that is really, you know, how I run that group. And like I said, in the meantime, while the group is going, about 2 days in, I'm going to start chatting with people to see if they're interested. Did you hear that? Was that my phone or your phone?
That was mine. My bad.
Oh. Okay, so let's go to the next screen here. So again,
I have a question about that. Can I jump in real quick?
Sure.
Well, one thing too, guys, if you're listening to this, what I would suggest that if you have any questions, pop onto either my Facebook page or pop onto mine, and then just list the question, and then Tonya, I'll let you know what question people have. My question is this: when you're doing the call to action on your page, are you having background conversations with individuals? Are you messaging them? Are you like what kind of conversation are you having with individuals while you're doing the this free challenge?
So all the people that are in the group, I go in and message all of them personally, and it's kind of another where, you know, you're doing the same message, copy paste, and the message is, hi so-and-so. Always use their name because it just makes them feel special that you remember their name, even though you can see it on their profile picture. When you put it in there at the start of their message, I just think it's important. So hi, let's say hi Sarah. I just wanted to check on you. How are you doing so far in the 7-day group? Do you have any questions, or are you struggling with anything? So I'm going to ask that specific question to everybody. So like, you know, like I said, out of 172, 90 people joined, and I went through and I sent 90 more messages with that next step message, asking, is there anything I can help with? Are you struggling with anything?
I love that. Awesome.
Okay. Then the next series of messages is asking them if they want to be a co-host in the group. So we'll get to that in a second. But this screen, we move into how to lead into the paid challenge, which I showed you a little bit with your, you know, with the posting and maybe offering something exclusive that's, you know, just something special that you put together, and it doesn't have to be big. You know, this right now, the way I have it is I have a bunch of pictures of my food, but it's PDF basically of the recipes and the grocery list, and it gives them a how-to to put everything together. Pretty simple, you know, and if I want to make it more intriguing, I can make it like videos or something. I haven't done videos yet for it. But I'm offering it to share, you know, you can make these 20 meals. But there's that, there's the question right below where it says, how are you doing? Are you struggling with anything? And then, you know, I'll move right into the next question, which is, you know, did you see the info that I posted about the 21-day fitness challenge coming up? I would love to have you continue with us on that. Do you want me to send you more info? So you're moving right into the next one where a lot of people say, yeah, I do want some more info. So moving on to, this is kind of where you can start recruiting even before you get to that paid challenge. So anybody that says, yes, I want more info on the challenge, I will invite them and say, you know, I would love you to come in as a co-host on this. Now, the example that I have below is for someone, because you're going to have, I figured, you know, you'll have more objections than you're going to have people coming outright and saying yes. So they're going to tell you, oh, I can't afford it. The $140 I cannot afford. So my response to that is, you know, hey, that's no problem. I totally understand. If you want, I'll keep you posted on the next challenge I have coming up. But I'm going to throw in there right then and there. There's also the option to come into this group as a co-host. You know, initially you're going to still pay $140 to come in, but anything else that you want is 25% off. Plus, I'm going to show you how you can earn back your $140 if you just invite a few people to join us. and really showcase you. You get to share your story. People get a different perspective. They get to see who you are, not just who I am. And for you as the coach, this is awesome because you're not the one like having to post every single day. I mean, you should still, but when you're running a 21-day or a 30-day group and you're stressing, like I have in the past, about posting content every single day for 21 or 30 days, this way, if you have co-hosts come in to the group with you and you assign them certain days that they are just showcased and you just tell them share anything you want, your page is like booming all day long for the other challengers in the group with someone else's content, and they're able to share their own story, and that's just empowering them to, they get to inspire people. That's huge. So a lot of people say, hell yeah, I want to know, how do I become a co-host? So from there, I will, talk to them a little bit about, there's a couple of different things here, because now I want to go back 1 second and talk to you about this picture in here, the looking for a new co-host. Because, there's basically 3 different call to action posts that I use. One of them is a 7-day free challenge. One of them is looking for new co-hosts, and then I'll do like a what is coaching, and those are coming up on the next slide, I think. But I filter these and I change them. I'm not going to post the same pictures all the time, but basically the same structure. So if you look at my calendars, which we'll get to later in here, I know that on the first Monday of every month is a new paid challenge where I'm featuring co-hosts. So the entire month leading up to that, I can post a call to action like this and be doing interviews with people. And I ask, I say phone interview required, and I actually have a mock phone conversation coming up here. So this is just one of my call to action posts. Let's see what comes up next. Here they are. So these are my monthly call to action. So obviously the free 7-day, I will start posting that on about February 10th, leading up to my February 16th challenge. And then I'm not going to post any more 7-day challenge call to action posts until March, till like the second week in March. I'll start one every single month, and you'll see this at the end of the slides, how I structure it, and that it's just the same every month. That's why this is so simplified, is that on the first Monday of each month, you're starting a paid challenge. Second Monday, you're starting your training, which we'll go into more, but you're basically training your new coaches because you have a ton of co-hosts that are coming into this paid challenge. So then you're going to train them how to duplicate the same system. And then that third week, you're starting your free challenge. So you basically, why I like doing it that way is you really put a sense of urgency on, you're doing this 7 days with all these new contacts, and they have basically 1 week to register for this upcoming challenge. Urgency, like you only have until this certain date to register. So, and putting a sense of urgency on it, for me anyways, as a consumer, when it's like a 1-day sale, I am down at Nordstrom. So same concept. People, when they hear this is like 1 day only, or you only have 2 days to register, and here's what you're getting a paleo meal plan, you're getting this and that and this and that and this and that, they want to jump on it. So those are just some examples of the call to action. Now, my what is coaching, I can post that any day of the week, but I usually reserve it for like a Tuesday night, because that's when we have the Platinum Presenters What is Coaching webinar. So I'll post it about 30 minutes before that, and just send the link. So that's a really simple call to action, say, hey, send me a private message if you want the link to join. So just another call to action. So you can be recruiting in so many different ways, but this is, the first step is connecting with people through the free challenges, then asking them to become a co-host, and in the meantime, still putting out what is coaching at least once a week on your page.
Hey, Tonya, I just wanted to kind of just touch upon the first 2 that you've done. I want people to understand, just to take a moment, just how freaking powerful that is. You have, like, the co-host, just the wording of that, number one, it sets it apart from just the barrage of, oh, you should be a coach, you should do this, you should do that. And I think another thing that's really important is that you are targeting individuals that have an innate sense to help other people. So you're recruiting superstar coaches, and it works, guys. I'm telling you, I just did it. I said, you know what? Let me throw something up on Instagram on Saturday, and I'm gonna see what happens. And boom! And I'm telling you guys, I kid you not. In 15 minutes, boom! I had a Rockstar coach just like that. She was like, Eric, tell me about it. We had a phone call. And we spoke about. We basically just formed them. Remember, Coach T, when I called you, I was like, what the hell am I supposed to say now? I don't know what to say. I felt like I was like a brand new coach again with this new method. She kind of gave me an outline of what to say, and basically it's what I already know, forming them, having a conversation with them, and then pulling out their particular strengths and showing them why they would be a rock star co-host and why it's so important to share their journey with other people. And she was like, Eric, sign me up. I'm down. Let's go. Yeah. That's why this is very, very powerful, guys.
It is, and you nailed it by saying that you're taking their strengths, because as you're talking to them and you're learning about them during the 7 days, so you're talking to them about you've lost 30 pounds or you've been up and down 30 pounds, you've lost 80 pounds, whatever, and that sharing that little piece where I'm just me and I can only inspire people so much. But bringing you in, you have a completely different story. So there's women in my group that might relate to you a lot more than they relate to me. And so for me, it's cool to have, people that are working with me and helping to inspire other people. And tell me it doesn't feel good when you inspire other people.
That's right.
So putting that piece out there and saying, you have no idea. Because I do have some people that say, I can't inspire someone. And I'm like, dude, you can. You inspire me. In just our little 5-minute conversation, you've inspired me. So don't tell me that you can't inspire someone, So I think I lost my PowerPoint, but let me go back. Let me see if I can get to it again.
Okay.
Go to the next slide. And then, we'll try to get this wrapped up because I think we're creeping up on almost an hour.
This is good stuff, though, man.
Okay. So here is where, next slide. Okay, so what I'll do with those call to action posts is I'll say, next challenge starts on whatever date it is, and I'll say phone interview required. I'll get a message. Here's another, take note on this, because this is where Eric was saying that he was like, well, what do I say? And, I'll get the message, hey, I'm interested in the co-host thing. Can you give me details? I don't say anything about Beachbody at all. I just say, hey, are you available for a quick 10 to 15-minute call tomorrow at this time? And then I'll work with them on the times. And I made this little mock video down here so you can see. Before I share it, I want to show you, because in this video I say, okay, are you available today? But I don't sign them up right on the phone, which doesn't, sometimes you will sign them up. You'll say, okay, cool, let's walk you through sign up right now. But in most cases, they're going to say, I can't do it until Saturday, or I'll do it later today. So you'll see as I talk to them in here, I actually ask a specific time, like, okay, so you're going to be able to do it by about 4 o'clock today, and then can you just give me a text? So you're setting a time, like a deadline for them, which I think is kind of important, when you're closing people, just to give that, again, sense of urgency, like, I hold these spots for my co-hosts like liquid gold. So if you can't do this, you need to let me know right away so I can open this up. Because another thing, and if you want to be recruiting, let's say 20 coaches every month this way, that's great, but I think that you're going to get a little bit overwhelmed with having all of them as co-hosts at one time. So like me, I set it at 10, and I think right now we have 9 co-hosts in my current group, and it's like perfect for me personally to manage. So if you want to do it bigger, that's totally up to you. But I think it also gives it more of a personal feel for the co-hosts that are in there, so it's not like a huge group. So maybe even break it down if you need to, because I wouldn't, if you have 20 people that want to sign up, sure, of course you're going to sign them up. But try to find a way to work it so everybody feels really special, because that really is truly the first step in getting your new coaches involved, is lifting them up and showing them that they can do this. So you have to figure out that for yourself, of like how many people can you keep track of, and really give shout outs to every day and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and share this quick video.
Hey Jenny, it's Tonya. How are you? Good. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time today. Just, take 10 or 15 minutes of your time. I know you were interested in the co-host opportunity, so I just want to first, ask you just a little bit about yourself. Do you work right now? Oh, cool. Okay. That's awesome. That's impressive. That's impressive. What you're doing, or is that something that you want to stick with, or is it you're hoping to get out of it? That's really cool. So you got your degree in that. Awesome. Okay, and you said that you have a couple kids too, right? Oh, I know. Yeah, mine. That's around the same age. Yeah, they're growing up so fast. It's crazy. Yes. Yep. Mine are 8 and 11, almost 12. So yeah, both girls. Yeah. So, well, and then you also said that you had like a weight loss story. You were kind of, explaining to me that you dropped 30 pounds and then kind of back, up and down, up and down. Yeah. And that was just from pretty much just eating clean and just, getting a little bit more exercise. Awesome. Okay, well, you know what? Let me tell you a little bit about what I do. Obviously, you're familiar with the company Beachbody. We already talked a little bit about that, and I know that you wanted to try PiYo, which is amazing. It's one of my favorites. I just became certified to teach it. I just felt so in love with it that, the changes that I was seeing in my body, it was pretty cool. So yeah, I think you'll really like that. So, but here's what I like to do as far as why I invite a co-host into my challenges. Basically, I am just me. And, some of the people that are in the group will relate to me, but only to a certain point. So, like you coming in and you have a story where you've lost 30 pounds and then you've gained some back and then you've lost it and it's been, kind of the up and down cycle. So you have a totally different story than what I have. So basically, they get a bigger perspective, the people that are coming in that are maybe brand new to fitness and maybe just starting their journey and they've never lost 30 pounds or, everyone has a different story. So by you coming in as a co-host and sharing your own journey, first of all, I really showcase you in the group, really introduce you to everybody as the new coach and that you're co-hosting and helping me through this. But then they also get to hear your story and they get to be inspired by you. So it's just a lot of fun. Plus, on the business side of it, if you invite some friends to this challenge that we'll be doing, of course, you're going to earn the cost back. You could earn a little bit leading up to, moving into the trainings that I provide. And that's something that is completely up to you. If you want to build it like a business like I have, I can show you exactly what to do. I have a system in place that you can follow, and it's just completely up to you how much you work your business, how much time you put into it. It's really your decision on how much you want to work. But really coming into this as a co-host, it'll just show you exactly what we do. You're going to see some results in the process, and we just have a lot of fun with it. So does that sound like something that you want to do? Perfect. Okay, and you wanted the PiYo Challenge Pack? Okay. Are you at your computer now? Is this something that you can get registered for today? Great. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, I'm going to go ahead and send you the link to go in and sign up. You're just going to click on Be a Coach, and then as you go through the sign up page, when you're checking out, you'll see the challenge pack option, so just choose PiYo. And then why don't you just shoot a quick text when you get it all done, and then what I'll do from there is I'll just send you a welcome video, and it kind of gives you just a little, kind of like taking you on a scavenger hunt through the back office end of Beachbody's website. And it'll just explain to you a couple things to get started with. But for now, I want you to just, watch the welcome video, kind of navigate through the back office, and I will give you some super simple assignments to basically on how to invite your friends to this next challenge so we can get this package paid for, that 140 or 160 back in your bank account right away. So awesome. Do you have any other questions for me? Okay, cool. So, and you'll be able to, you're going to go in and sign up, so say by 4 o'clock or so this afternoon. Okay, great. So I've got your placement set. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, just shoot me a text when you're done, and then I will go ahead and do your announcement and add you all to the team pages and everything. Perfect. Okay, we'll be in touch. Thanks.
Okay, so mock little phone call. That's how I do my interviews, just asking them about themselves, telling them what I do, telling them why I want them to come in as a co-host, and then asking, are you able to register today? Does it sound like something that you want to do? So, go ahead.
Sorry. So when you were speaking with this individual, at what point did you get the information from them? Did you were kind of going back to prior conversation?
Where I was saying, like, you've lost 30 pounds and you have kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was, now that I guess doesn't line up with where I said, hey, are you available for a quick phone call? So some people I will have had a conversation with prior to the phone conversation, just on the emails back and forth. Now, some of them I will have a conversation with when it's just been, hey, do you have time for a 10-minute call tomorrow? Then I know nothing about them. So I'm just going to lead into the conversation saying, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you have kids? Do you have a weight loss story? And just asking instead of reiterating something back that I already know based on previous messages.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just took some pictures of my calendars that I have on my wall. I always have 2 months at least so I can see. But as you'll see, like on February 2nd, it says 21-day group. February 9th is my new coach training, which all of you are welcome to take that. It basically breaks down this system into even smaller bite-sized pieces, showing you how I do everything down to a T. So February 2nd, February 9th, and then February 16th is the free 7-day challenge. So, you know, I'll post my call to action for the free challenge on like February 10th. And that's where, so basically for the rest of February, I'm going to be able to, you know, work with a whole new group of people that are in the free challenge and inviting them to the next paid challenge, which starts on March 2nd, as you can see on the next calendar. And it repeats itself. So you'll see on the 9th again, there's another new coach training to teach all of the new co-hosts that start in the March challenge how to repeat the system. And then again on the 16th, I'm going to start another free challenge. And obviously your dates are going to be different. It was funny the way February and March lined up. But you know, if you look at this in like weeks at advance and months in advance, I literally have my entire year all the way through December in that little purple book you see there that says 2015. I have every single month scheduled out. So like the second Monday is the fitness challenge where I'm doing my co-hosts, you know, showcasing them. The next Monday, I'm pulling them into a new coach training to show them exactly how to do this. The Monday after that, I'm starting another free challenge to start this whole cycle over again. This I wanted to show you, you know, make sure when you're bringing in these new coaches, you are treating them like rock stars. You know, you're going to teach them a lot in the new coach training, which I would encourage you guys all to take so you can see the actual training piece, because I'm going to show all of these brand new coaches, I'm going to basically show them in little bite-sized pieces how to break this all down to train coaches that they bring onto their team. And we don't have enough time to go through all of that tonight, but it's basically if you just take the concept that you are just sharing exactly the same system, teaching them how to do a free challenge and what all goes into that with setting up the like page, how to target people, all that stuff, leading into a paid challenge and having those conversations. So paid and recruit are kind of one and the same because you're kind of recruiting people before you even get to that paid challenge. Going through the paid challenge with them so they get to see a piece firsthand on how you run your own challenge. They're going to have no question on how to run theirs. And now in the meantime, let's say, you know, I'm signing up coaches right now in the month of February as co-hosts that are going to take part in my March challenge. All those coaches that come in right now, I'm asking them to invite people to the March challenge because then that right away is going to not only, you know, boost their confidence as a coach as they're, you know, selling a challenge pack or two, earning a little bit of commission to earn their money back that they put into the startup, but they're also earning the title. You know, if they earn Success Club 5, then they're getting Success Starter. They get that call from Carl. So it's really setting them up for success this way because they're all engaged. They're all active on Shakeology. They're all posting about it every day. So for me, it's just been working wonderfully. And so the whole concept, you know, I know we covered a ton, break it down in your mind again. Free, paid, recruit, train, repeat. And just know with each piece how you need to structure each little piece and just repeat it every single month. So that was it. I think that was pretty good. We're right at an hour. So I'll go ahead and close this out, and then maybe we could open it up for a couple questions.
Okay.
I think we're good, right?
Do
you have questions on your...
On my end. Do you see anything on your end?
No. Were you getting questions from Facebook, though? Is that...
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I didn't see anything on mine.
Oh, no, I didn't even look at mine.
Because you're a rock star. You just go like, okay, I got it.
I did a really good job at explaining the system. So, okay, well, if there's no questions, I just encourage everybody to, you know, whether you're on Coachery Network Downline or Team Movement or Team Motivated Fitness, ask for the link to get into the February 9th training, because it breaks it down into tiny little bite-sized pieces, and some of it you might, you know, there's a piece that goes into how to set up a like page. You know, you might already have your like page and you don't need that piece, but it's really laid out to where it is step by step. So there's no question, by the time your new coaches have gone through a new coach training, this February 9th training, they will have a fully functioning, running business with no question on what they need to do. It's just a matter of, are they going to implement it? And it doesn't even have to be every month. For me, my goals are lined up to where I need to have the structure of the 3 weeks, every Monday of each month, I'm starting something new. For new coaches, if that's not if their goals are not that they want to sign, let's say, 10 coaches a month, and they want to be more leisurely in their business, that's perfectly fine. Then maybe they could do one free challenge every other month, completely up to the coach. It's not, you know, you don't have to do every step that I'm doing every single month, but if you follow the same system and just break it up to what works best for you, it still works the same way. It's just a matter of how often are you going to implement it.
Mm-hmm. So. I've got a couple of questions. Now, I don't think I told you this, but yeah, I have a couple of coaches that are not in our downline that I invited to this because I just think you rock and I wanted to share this with them. Guys, what I can do is this. If you have any questions about the specific trainings, I think the training is just limited to the downline. I would be more than happy to lay out, you know, some additional information for you to help you out with that. The second question, Jeff wanted to know if the presentation is being recorded. Yeah, dude, this is recorded. This is kind of cool. This new format that we're using, this Google Hangout Plus Live thing, it automatically records. And all you need to do is to utilize the same link that you're using to listen to it live. You can just use that link to listen to the recording. Oh, okay, but I have another one. Hold on a second. Another message. From Justin. Yeah, Justin. Oh, so okay, I can follow up with them in regard to that. Guys, let me tell you, I know we need to wrap things up. A couple of things. Me, just average Joe, just coming in from the outside. I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and dibble into it works, and then Coach T just kind of gave me just a quick rundown, and then just by me just kind of just doing a little bit, instant results. I already told you about the coaching piece. She's helping me right now. Because my engagement is not that high right now. You go on her engagement is really good. it's because she found out what people wanted to hear from her. She basically found her voice, and that's what she's using. And she's basically projecting value, and then getting a call to action. So last thing that I want to say, then I'll shut up. This system freaking works. It's awesome. I'm just so excited about this. But the thing is, it's not going to work if you do not take action. You have to take action. If you're in my downline person, you will be getting a call from Brother Man, and you need to have your calendar out. You need to outline everything that you need to do. Tonya was like, I know you want to break this up into three separate, smaller segments, but the people need the people now so they can go ahead and start seeing some success in February. And because of that, all the hard work that you put into place, Tonya, I'm going to make sure that anyone that I get in contact with, I'm going to go ahead and roll this thing and make this happen. I'm very excited about it.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who got on the call tonight. This has been a lot of work. Like Eric said, all the hard work put into, the system seems like it's pretty simple, but it's, I was in a rut for a long time with all of my old school networking and feeling like, man, this is so tedious, and here I am 5 years later, and I needed something new. So when I started to schedule out my year and started to see kind of this pattern, that was funny because, I've done free challenges, I've done paid challenges, but it was the simple structure of having it scheduled all year long, knowing exactly what call to action post you're going to post on what day because you have a challenge coming up, you're setting deadlines for yourself, and then just kind of that twist in not saying, hey, you should join my team and become a coach and have to go through almost an awkward, uncomfortable situation or conversation. This way, you're really just speaking from the heart, telling people you are going to inspire the crap out of this group. I'm so excited to have you. I can't wait for your story to be shared in this next group. And I think it just completely changed. It's a game changer for me. So I hope it works for you. It will work if you implement it. So I would love to hear feedback. Come to my page, leave feedback there, leave it in the group pages, and share all the new coaches and co-hosts that you'll be signing up, because I know if you implement it, it's going to work. So anyways, thanks you guys, and we'll go ahead and close it up. Close up shop. Mwah!
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.